Yo, man, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy King Law 007 TV, aka King Law. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all already know what to do. If y'all know the channel, hit that sub button, like this video, comment this video 007 if you don't know what to comment in the video. Hey, man, we already know we got a banger, man. I kind of did my research. Supposedly this group is supposed to be like the worst gang ever. Like, this supposed to be worse than the cartel. I thought the cartel was like, you don't want to fuck with the cartel, but you really don't want to fuck with the MS-13 dudes. I guess that's, I don't know. I don't know. We finna get into it. We finna learn more about them. But we got what happened to the MS-13 Deadliest Hitmen. God, they got, damn. Shit. Fuck. I'm from Chicago. I'm used to GDBD. God damn, they got real hitmans. Like real life trained assassin warriors. But let's get into this video, man. Make sure y'all like this video, hit that sub button, and comment this video 007 if y'all new to the channel, if y'all know what to comment. Let's get it.
I asked you, what is the deadliest gang in the world? What would be your immediate response? The Sinaloa Cartel, Yamaguchi Gumi, La Cosa Nostra, or the OG Sicilian Mafia itself? All wrong. Have you heard of MS-13?
But MS-13 is particularly violent. They don't like shooting people because it's too quick.
Wow.
It's too fast.
Their soldiers are trained to be brutal and fearless, and we'll take a look at what happened to some of their most prominent hitmen in this video. Ernesto Miranda, also known as Smokey, Ernesto Miranda's story tells a tale of violence from start to finish. After escaping the heat of the Salvadoran War, where he served as a soldier, he moved to Los Angeles. Here, instead of respite and a peaceful life, he found more war in the streets. In the midst of a battle for survival and dominance, he formed gangs with other immigrants from El Salvador. Those gangs morphed into the infamous Mara Salvatrucha Mafia Gang, or MS-13, a criminal powerhouse responsible for acts of terror all over America. The topic of this video you're watching. As co-founder of the gang, he spearheaded several operations involving drug trafficking, human trafficking, gun violence, murder, and street fights. As the U.S. government unleashed several tactics to tackle the MS-13, gang members were arrested and deported to El Salvador in their numbers. Smokey was one of them in 2004. His deportation turned out to be a positive turn for him as he dropped the gang life and set out on a new path for himself, a path of peace and reformation. He built a family and began studying law. Concerned about other youngsters getting sucked up into the gang culture, he tried to keep as many.
See, the thing about these games, like the MS-13s, the Mafia, the you know what I'm saying, all the big gangs, like where it's not even a gang, it's like a lifestyle, bro. It's no getting out, bro. You can be the most talented hitman ever and just want to stop your life and go teach a high school or something. You always will be watched, bro. It ain't no getting out of it, bro. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like they got people everywhere, bro. Like, it's kind of tragic, bro.
As possible away from gangs. Yet, when it seemed like he was going to have a chance at living a normal and responsible life, he was killed at the age of 38. On a Saturday night in May 2006, he had been invited to a celebration party in honor of an MS-13 member who had just been released from prison. He turned down the invitation. Subsequently, a few hours later, he was shot and killed right at the doorway of his home. Ernest Miranda was murdered by the beasts he made. Juan Garcia Gomez. Just a few months ago, in July 2022, the family of Jose Urares Hernandez finally got justice for their son, who was shot in July 2015. His killer was none other than Juan Garcia Gomez, or Scooby as he was often called. This murder was the beginning of his foray into the violent world of the MS-13. Gomez was barely 19 when he decided to join the gang and was sent on a mission to kill Jose, who was also a teenager at the time. The MS-13 is known for its brutal rites of passage in which the intending member is first sent on a mission, most times to commit murder, then severely beaten up by members of the gang before a ceremony in which they are officially accepted into the gang. Gomez shot.
So, okay, we all know the typical initiation for gangs, getting jumped in, you know what I'm saying, robbing somebody. Bro, to get in MS-13, bro, you need to kill whoever they say. You need to kill somebody. And then you get shit beat down your leg. You get beat the fuck up. And that's like your initiation. Like, damn, bro. Like, I can't see myself getting the game, but god damn, that's crazy, bro.
One in the back of the head, violently ending his life just as he was about to enter his apartment. He was charged to court for racketeering conspiracy involving murder and pleaded guilty. On the 26th of July, he was found guilty of the said charge and sentenced to 35 years in prison. This was announced by the Criminal Division of the United States Department of Justice. In the words of attorney Philip R. Sellinger, Garcia Gomez committed a brutal and violent crime to gain membership in a criminal organization known for its brutality and violence. He wasn't even out of his teens when he complied with MS-13's orders and snuffed out another young man's life, ruining the lives of his victim's family and friends, and ending any chance at a decent life for himself. This sentence will keep this violent criminal off of our streets. Gomez, who is currently 26, will spend the next 35 years of his life behind bars. Denise Escobar, she called herself La Diablita, meaning little devil, and indeed, she unleashed hell on 5 young men while associating herself with the Mara Salvatrucha.
Damn! Bro, you gotta watch out for these females, bro. I'm taking that she got 5 men killed, or she killed 5. Set them up. She basically, I think she's one of the MS-13 females they had to go sleep with dudes or talk to dudes that they got beef with, and then set them up, bro. I feel like that's what's going on right here. I don't want to say too much, but I feel like that's what's going on.
Lucha gang.
A message from Fireball. Can I leave?
This work party ain't working. F it.
A gory incident unfolded in 2017 after 5 boys posted themselves displaying gang signs on social media. Because of this, they were mistaken for gang members of a rival gang, and Lanise, in association with MS-13 gang members, decided that they would pay the highest price, their lives. Investigations revealed that Lanise was in a relationship with one of the gang members and decided to help them execute their evil mission to be in their good books. Her role was to lure them to the park where they would be killed. Members of the gang immediately rounded them up, asking them to go on their knees. All the boys except one were hacked to death by machetes. The only survivor, Alex Artiga Ruiz, recalls, "Under a full moon, running for my life, chased by gangsters, shouting, 'Hack him.' He revealed that when they were on their knees, he jumped to his feet and started to run. It was this fortunate escape that spelled doom for Lanise and about 15 other members of the gang. She was apprehended by the police and charged with multiple counts, including murder in aid of racketeering, conspiracy to murder, obstruction of justice, and racketeering tied to murder. She pleaded not guilty to all charges, but on the 11th of April, she was found guilty of all charges. She is currently awaiting sentencing. Defense attorney Jesse Siegel mentioned that she is faced with a probable life sentence and not the death penalty because she was still a juvenile at the time the crime was committed. Now 22, Lanise may spend the rest of her life in jail. Juan Bautista Jimenez. On the 23rd of December 2004,
Imagine a girl you've been talking to for years invite you to a park. You don't think nothing of it. You've been talking to her for a minute. Okay, story time. So my uncle, this is a prime example. So my uncle, he's kind of mental right now, and I'm from Chicago, and I got one uncle. I don't know which side. I don't know exactly which gang, but I know they both was in 2 different gangs. So we're gonna say one was in BD. We're gonna say the uncle I'm talking about is in GD. So they used to beef. Not beef. They gangs used to beef. They brothers, so so when like my cousin was my uncle was GD was to go around my cousin was BD. He didn't get touched because they brothers. So it's like they had to go to everywhere together because they were both respected. They were both like high powered people in their gangs. And my uncle that was a GD, he had a girlfriend. He was with this girl for like a year. My pops told me the story. My uncle told me the story. This story 100% facts. One day she came to the crib, and I guess she had her peoples that was BDs in the crib. Basically, she was setting him up, and long story short, they jumped him, tied him up, gave him a pumpkin head. That's when you beat somebody. You ever seen an episode of Marvel when they got like the bumps and shit on his head? Beat him up. Head was big and swole, and left him in Chicago, we got these big ass trash cans. We ain't got the little small ones you pull out. We got the big ass trash cans. They put him in trash cans, locked the trash can up, and basically my uncle could have almost died in the trash can. They found him. He ended up being mental after they beat him up bad, mental, almost died. You know what I'm saying? But that's remind me of the same thing. Basically, getting set up by a gang member's girlfriend. So to this day, that girl is still running for her life, like from my other family member. But it's crazy out here, man. I don't got a need to be in the game, bro. I don't even find it even amusing. So I would never be in the game, but yeah, it's crazy out here, bro.
Members of the Mara Salvatrucha gang struck again with a horrendous crime that shook the whole of Central America. It happened at a time when the Honduran government was taking severe measures and making desperate attempts to flush out the gang. There were talks about stricter measures of discipline and a likely reintroduction of the death penalty. This seemed to outrage gang members, and they staged a mass killing in protest, sending waves of terror and shaking throughout the country. A bus containing mostly women and children was ambushed and stopped while in transit by the MS-13. They sprayed it with bullets using automatic guns, but they didn't stop there. One of the gang members proceeded to enter the bus, killing passengers one after the other. After the attack, 28 people had been murdered. This attack was spearheaded and organized by Juan Batista Jimenez. In 2007, following intensive efforts by the police to bring all the perpetrators to justice, he was arrested alongside other gang members. He was to be convicted as the mastermind of the massacre. This vicious act reinforced what the government and citizens already knew about the gang. They were bloodthirsty men with no regard for human life. It caused such an uproar all over the country that other members of the gang were displeased with the amount of publicity it garnered for the MS-13. They showed their displeasure by killing Jimenez in prison. Prison authorities state that he was hung by other gang members in prison who were angered by the bad press he had engineered. Edwin Ramos. The MS-13 is known for its senseless murders, often without any reason or motive aside from their penchant for unleashing violence. They are also known to constantly engage in fights with rival gangs, killing either the gang members or random people in the neighborhood with no gang affiliation. On the 22nd of June 2008 in San Francisco, gang member Edwin Ramos wiped out 3 members of a family, shooting them as they drove down a neighborhood street. Tony Balonio, who was 48 at the time he was murdered, and his sons Michael and Matthew, who were aged 20 and 16 respectively, were driving home after a family barbecue. Reports state that as they drove down a narrow street, their car briefly blocked Ramos from making a left turn. In a rather unfortunate turn of events, they were mistaken for rival gang members and shot at the intersection by Ramos as he drove past them in his Chrysler. 3 of the 4 occupants of the car were killed, while 21-year-old Andrew Bologna dodged the bullet and survived. He testified against the gang member and confirmed that he was the killer in a 3-month trial at which the mother and wife of the victims.
Damn, you just made, like, of course, like, it's kind of hard to say in this case, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a gang member, so I'm telling, but it's like certain people you just can't tell on, bro, because it's like they either gonna, like, if okay, we're gonna say MS-13 since we're watching MS-13, and the way it sounds like, or the cartel. Okay, say I was to survive, and I know a cartel member killed my family. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell because they gonna find, like, either they gonna try to kill you or they gonna kill everybody close to you, and it's like, damn, like, I can say something, get them locked up, but he got so many people that's gonna come after my family. It's like, damn, I don't even want to risk their life like that. Like, it's kind of hard, bro. It's crazy, bro. This shit crazy.
Danielle Bologna present. Edwin Ramos was found guilty on all counts of murder of the 3 victims and attempted murder of the survivor. On the 11th of June 2012, he was sentenced to 3 life sentences for the crime and another 182 years for other charges to be served consecutively with no possibility of parole. Edwin Ramos will spend the rest of his life behind bars. Golden and La Inquieta. Los Angeles' MacArthur Park has become one of the territories of the MS-13, with people having to pay weekly fees for permission to conduct their activities within the park's premises. The gang also earned a reputation for being particularly hostile toward transgender women. In October 2020 alone, 2 transgender women were attacked by a gang while they were at the park. Following a brutal attack against Daniela Hernandez, gang members identified as Golden and La Inquieta had previously approached her, requesting that she pay a fee to be allowed to stay in the park. They requested $80, but Daniela said she reached an agreement with them to pay $20 every week whether she was at the park or not. She said she struggled to pay this fee to the gang members even after she lost her job due to the COVID pandemic. However, it seemed like the gang was still not pleased with her as they sprung up on her one day while she was sitting on a bench at the park, unaware of the deeply horrendous experience she was about to have. 2 men and a woman walked up to her from behind, and the woman grabbed her neck from the back, slitting her throat with a knife. The other 2 men proceeded to stab her with knives in her stomach, chest, and arm. She was found and rescued by the police with 13 stab wounds and a 5-inch long slash along her neck. Golden, who has been identified as a 22-year-old Javier Tramin Rodriguez, and La Inquieta, who is 23-year-old Margarita Valencia, have been apprehended by the police. They have both pleaded not guilty to charges of extortion and attempted murder. Both await trial to decide their fate. 25-year-old Alejandro Enrique Ramirez Umaña is the first member of the Mara Salvatrucha gang to be sentenced to the death penalty. The FBI says that the prosecution of Umaña, which was thoroughly done sweeping through the coast of El Salvador to North Carolina and California, serves as an example of how they are positioning themselves to wipe out a gang that has wreaked unspeakable havoc in the country. Umaña is said to have committed 5 murders starting in 2005. On the 27th of July 2005, he killed Jose Herrera and Gustavo Porras. A few months after, in the same location, Los Angeles, he was one of the gang members who murdered Andy Abarca. On the 8th of December 2007, he murdered 2 brothers. It happened in Greensboro at a family-owned restaurant. Umaña walked in flashing gang symbols and was challenged by 2 brothers, Ruben Garcia Salinas and Manuel Garcia Salinas, who said the symbols were fake. The gang member, also known as Wizard, shot at the brothers, one in the head and the other in the chest, killing them. He walked out of the restaurant firing 3 more shots, one of which injured another person who was present. 5 days later, he was arrested still in possession of the gun he had used to commit the crime. Even behind bars, Umaña remained dangerous and unrepentant as investigations revealed that he arranged for the attempted murder of informants and witnesses. He even tried to go to the courthouse with a knife, but was discovered. On the 28th of April 2010, a 12-man jury voted for the imposition of the death penalty on Ramirez Umaña for his crime.
Nigga took a knife to the courthouse, bro. Yeah, I'm not fucking, bro. These niggas are crazy, bro. You don't want to fuck with these niggas, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Hey, man, this is another lit video, man. Make sure y'all sub to this channel, bro. Sub. We almost at 100 subs in this channel, bro. Like this video. Let's try to get 10 to 15 likes on this video, man. Comment 007 if you ain't got nothing to comment in the video, man. Everybody go follow us to the Twitch, King Law 007 TV. It's your boy King Law. I'm gone. Peace.